This afternoon's card aboard the debutante Chimavet. There's the red light. Set and about to move here at the 1600. There they go, they're off, they're racing as well. Straight out the back is Hollyoak. Red Mill won the start. Tick Along jumped very quickly, so did Broadway Girl. Lincoln's Law will be nice and handy. Coming over now is Float Our Boat as they work over into the back straight. Smoking Barrel back there, midfield getting going. From Tabella, Fuel the Fry, Gin and Swanick, and last of all is Hollyoak. 1200 left to go. They sweep out to the riverside of the track, and leading them early, Tick Along. Led the way 3/4, Float Our Boat. 1.5 off those then is Red Mill, who's over on the inside, got into the box seat very early on in the piece. Ideally placed on the outside is Broadway Girl. They're a length and a half clear of the favourite Lincoln's Law and Tabella. Fuel the Fry back inside of those, a length off on the rails, and the last trio, Smoking Barrel, back there with Hollyoak and Gin and Swanick as they gallop along by the 700. Where the leader is Tick Along, making play there and getting it quite comfortable mid-race. Rider having a quick peep over the shoulder at the 600, 3/4 to a length in front. Float Our Boat, who's off the bridle. Red Mill's tracking up in behind the leader. Broadway Girl is being called upon. Back on the inside, Fuel the Fry. McGruddy's at work on Lincoln's Law back there in the middle. Around the outside goes Tabella, but at the top of the home straight and Tick Along, rolling along as they come into the stretch, led by a length and a half on Red Mill, who loomed immediately as the threat. Red Mill ranges up, grabs Tick Along behind them. Fuel the Fryer. Now getting right up on the inside is Hollyoak. Hollyoak weaving its way through, coming at the stablemate Tick Along, but Hollyoak, beautiful piece of riding, comes away, terrific performance, and it got the money. Hollyoak from Tick Along. It's a Pope Quinella. Red Mill probably third home from Smoking Barrel. Broadway Girl, Fuel the Fryer. Lincoln's Law didn't flatter at all. Then Gin and Swanick back with Tabella, and Float Our Boat is back there at the tail. Masterly ride by Clint Johnston Porter there on Hollyoak, back inside of them, and had to zig and zag his way through. The stablemate Tick Along had made all haste for the judge, but Red Mill was in pursuit. It had the measure of Red Mill at the 150, but the shadow of the stablemate was looming. Johnston Porter, beautiful ride there. He was saving as much ground as he possibly could, and then zagged his way off the heels of Tick Along, and Hollyoak has finished home the better. 21 into 12. I think they got the right one. 21 into 12. And this has arrived in the nick of time. In fact, pulling clear late. 3/4 by 3/4 in 1:37.24. 36.20 is the final 600. But a beautiful piece of rails, hugging, riding by Clint Johnston Porter for Brett Pope, by All-American from Formium for Brett Pope and Jay Dunn, and Hollyoak there with its second victory coming from 9 starts. Couldn't have saved any more ground if he tried. Beating home Tick Along by Vital Equine out of Only Glory, Brett Pope, Mitch Pateman, and back there in third placing, number 6 Red Mill by Ukbar from Spirit of Paris, Keith Reeves, Matty Derrick. Officially fourth is number 5 Broadway Girl. Lincoln's Law has run exactly how the market suggested it may. 195 to 240, did nothing but drift off in the betting, settled back there midfield, and didn't raise a yelp in the run to the line. Race number 6, the Tab Touch Better Your Bet handicap here at 420. It's at 1800, the next event of the day. No changes there. We go downstairs, and Britt joining us here along with Brett Pope. He's come up with the Quinella here in the race, and there was certainly some good support for the ultimate winner in Hollyoak. But gee, what a beautiful piece of rails riding it was by the hyphenator, Britt.
It was a lovely piece of riding from Clint Johnston Porter, and very well predicted by Brett Pope. We spoke to him pre-race. You expected both horses to go well, Brett, and this was the one. It was the less fancied in the market of the two, despite good backing. And this was your pick, but in running, were you thinking for a second that position-wise that maybe it would be your other one?
Yeah, well, this one I've actually got nominated for the Oaks. Like, she'll get a trip, this filly. Just wanted to get her back on track. Like, first up, she ran a absolute shocker, but as I was telling you earlier, we took her to the vets because she lost a lot of weight after the run, and I thought she must have ulcers or something, but it wasn't ulcers. She had a lot of like worm larvae in her stomach lining, bots and that, and the worm that she'd been getting she was resistant to it, so it was sucking all the goodness out of her, and we got on top of that, and she bounced back good.
It's quite astonishing, really, and you come here to the races 24 days later. Have you just watched, as soon as you got on top of that, her condition just come back on?
Oh, for sure. Like, she bounced back straight, and you know, you could see the weight coming back on it, but it stumped me for a while why she was losing weight, and because we worm our horses regularly, but obviously she was immune to that sort of routine, and so we give her 3 different types of wormers, and I think we've got on top of it.
They say with horses that you never stop learning, and they continue to surprise. She obviously had done that. What were you thinking in this straight? Because Clint Johnson-Porter had to really weave that passage.
Oh yeah, he said, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Oh, you've paid the big bucks. That's what you're up there for." And yeah, he's been going super for us. You know, he's a good jock. So you know, they know what to do.
Onwards to the Oaks now.
Oh, that's it. You know, if we get there, we'll get there. But she may not be good enough, but we'll press on.
And a comment on Tick Along, who was a nice, brave second.
Much better effort. Yeah, really pleased with how the team's going.
Yeah, well, you should be too. A Quinella, very nicely done, and tip to the Sky Thoroughbred Central viewers as well. Well done, Brett.
Beautiful, thank you.
Brett Pope there, great insight into Holyoke. Clint Johnson-Porter, it was a 10 out of 10 ride, Scott.
It certainly is. I was talking to Clint off air. Britt's just given you a 10 out of 10. What were you giving yourself?
Oh, about a 4. I just got all the runs come to me pretty quickly. It was pretty easy in the end, actually.
Brett's the kind of person that normally leaves things up to you. Did you ask him pre-race what he'd like?
No, he just said it's really up to you. Her last runs were a bit disappointing, and he was just saying he hopefully turned her around, and I think he definitely did.
What about the race as it was unfolding? Mitch was getting further and further away on that leader, and how were you feeling back in the field?
No, I was pretty comfortable. I was just trying to keep her in her rhythm and just more so cut the corner. I didn't think I could make that big sustained run, so I just cut the corner and she sprinted home really well.
Brett's giving you some really good opportunities at the moment.
Yeah, I'm just soaking up every opportunity I can get.
Congratulations, well done, Clint.
Yeah, thank you.
Well done to Clint Johnson-Porter and Brett Pope, who Quinella's the race, but his pick, he said it was the 3-year-old filly who he liked the best, and she was the one who rose to the top. 10, 2, 6 and 5, the numbers out of race 5 here at Ascot. Sky Thoroughbred Central viewers is off to race 7 at Sha Tin.